There are stories that are hard to explain. People tell them quietly, without proof, without trying to convince anyone, just as something that happened. And very often in these stories, there is a cat, or a dog, and a strange coincidence that is hard to forget. Many people have noticed one thing. When a person feels very bad, the animal starts acting differently. The cat lies exactly on the place that hurts. The dog doesn't leave even for a moment. The animal becomes quieter, more attentive, as if it feels something, as if it knows more than we think. There are people who are sure their cat saved them. Some say that after a serious illness, the animal suddenly became weak. Others say that after a very hard period in life, their pet got sick. And then a thought appears that is hard to prove, but even harder to ignore. What if it took it on itself? Science does not say that animals can take away diseases, but science says something else. Animals feel the human condition very precisely. They react to smell, to breathing, to changes in behavior, to stress hormones. They can understand that something is wrong with us even before we do. And when a person feels bad, the animal often tries to stay close, always, as if it doesn't want to leave. Sometimes, exactly in that period, something happens to the animal. Illness, weakness, sudden problems. And the brain starts looking for an explanation, because it is very hard to accept that it was just a coincidence. When you know how close it stayed to you. People who lived through this often say the same thing. He stayed next to me all the time. She never left me. He looked at me as if he understood everything. And then, something changed, and it feels like he took more than he could. Maybe it's just a feeling. Maybe it's a coincidence. But for those who lived through it, it feels different. Very often these stories are about cats. They say the cat chooses when to come, chooses where to lie, feels when a person needs warmth. Sometimes they lie exactly where it hurts. Sometimes they stay all night. Sometimes they act as if they are guarding you. And when something happens to them later, people can't stop thinking, he saved me. Maybe it's not magic. Maybe the truth is that animals give us much more than we think. They take away our loneliness, our fear, our anxiety. And sometimes it feels like, together with that, they take something else, something we cannot even name. There is a question that has no clear answer. Can animals take illness onto themselves? Science says no. But people who lived through this are not always sure. Because when you saw that look, that loyalty, that strange behavior, it's very hard to believe it was just nothing. Maybe they don't take the illness. Maybe they just stay close until the end and give us everything they can, even more than they should. Now, honestly, have you ever had a moment when your pet acted strange when you felt bad? Did it feel like it was taking part of your pain? And was there a moment when, after that, something happened to them? Something you still can't explain?